Hi, thank you for being here. Welcome to my channel, Freedom Over 40. I'm Rhiannon, and I put this channel together just for the pure reason and fact that not only am I going through menopause now at the age of 45 and have been on HRT for the last 3 years, I don't feel there's enough out there for us people, us women that are going through this. And not only that, there's not enough for us younger women that are going through menopause. That seems to be the big crux that I have an issue with, not just from my own experience, but because my family member, I won't say who was 39 at the time, struggled to be listened to by her own GP, which resulted in her going there twice and wanted a second opinion, and she was told to leave. Now, I think that's disgusting, but we won't go further into that. But let's just say the good end of the story is she ended up going to a different doctor's surgery, registered with them, and straight away they listened and they believed her, and they did actually believe that she was going through perimenopause. So it's situations like this, situations that I went through where I battled for 2 years before I was able to see a consultant, to actually get listened to and recognize that, I'm not losing my mind. What I was experiencing was menopausal symptoms. In fact, when I was actually going through my battling stage, I had no period. I hadn't had a period for like 2 years. So to be fed a load of excuses from the doctor why he thought it was this, that, and the other without testing me alarmed me. And it made me really angry, to be honest, because it's like, well, who will someone listen to me? Anyway, fast forward, I did get seen in the end by the consultant, and he said to me one or two things: you're either perimenopausal or menopausal, but your symptoms are textbook and you should be listened to. And it angered him that I was banging my head against a brick wall feeling. But there we are. So that was my experience, and it's just, like I say, I just don't think there's enough material. I don't think there's enough the medical records and books and textbooks that medical staff read these days. The training they go through is not enough. It's not adequate. And menopause can really affect your mental health. Some people sadly have taken their own life because they couldn't cope with not feeling themselves, the mixed emotions, the different symptoms and things that you can go through, how it can impact your mental health, your concentration, not being able to concentrate, not being able to remember, your short-term memory, the tiredness, fatigue, the lack of sleep, the hot flushes, and so on. There's lots and lots and lots of different symptoms and experiences us women go through, and it should be more recognised. It should be taken more into account at how serious this is and how debilitating it can be. Some women are very lucky and don't experience much, if at all anything. They will just sail through life and nothing will affect them. Great. I would love that for everybody, including myself. But unfortunately, there are lots of women out there that have to go through this for their biological whatever reasons. And, I just feel like we need to do more. From a mental health point of view, I've always suffered my mental health from having really bad upbringing, child trauma, not having support. Life situations happen, things happen in life, and it's generated anxiety and an uncertainty about things. So this isn't just about menopause. Like I say, I feel mental health is something that's important too. Now, I did train for 2 years in mental health nursing, and I also worked on general as well, general wards in hospitals and things. And although there are services out there, they're really struggling, as general is. There's just not enough. There's not enough money in the pot, unfortunately, and there's a lot of loopholes. And I just get frustrated that, what is it going to take for there to finally be a much better system, a much better service, a much better health system that's going to be able to support people with mental health. And again, to still keep reducing the stigma, because there's still a stigma about it. There is definitely a stigma about menopause, because some people will roll their eyes when I mention about menopause. And I'm thinking, it's all very well for you to roll your eyes when, one, either you will never experience it because you're not female, or two, you were lucky enough to sail through it and not go through what I'm going through. And, I just get a little bit annoyed that, I'm not saying it for fun. I don't talk about it just to waste energy. It's a real thing, it's the real deal. And through all those struggles and frustrations, the one thing that stood out to me is how resilient I am as a person, and it's made me be more so resilient. I haven't given up. I'm still here. There are days where I feel like utter crap, and I just don't even want to get out of bed or get off the sofa. I don't want to leave the house. I just don't want to be anywhere. I want to be left alone. I just want to be in my own peace and quiet. And I think that's something that does happen with age as well. Like you lose interest. You're not as active. You're not as interested in doing various things. And I just think with everything going on, it really has shown how resilient I am, because here is me battling fatigue, tiredness. I mean, you can see in my eyes now, I'm shattered. I do feel exhausted right now filming this. But yet I still didn't give up, and I've started a business online, which is a passion of mine, which is travel. And I absolutely love travel. If I could just, travel to Jamaica right now, I happily would, If I could just get on that plane, I would. But obviously you need money for that, and we need money for lots of things in life, and money isn't everything, I know, but money helps to keep a roof above your head, keeps you dry, safe, warm, heating, electric, food on the table, the necessities to survive, and anything else that you have to pay for on a daily, weekly, monthly, whatever basis. So I decided to create an online business because I'm stuck in the 9 to 5 grind. I'm on a salary. I cannot earn any more money. I can't earn bonuses. There is no overtime. I am limited on what I can do. And I don't want this existence feeling. I don't want this continuous hamster wheel feeling that I'm just going round and round, the repeat and rinse cycle, as I call it, like on a wash machine. Because that's all I seem to be doing. It's 1 week from, I can't get my words out today, 1 week from the next, and it's just like, is that it? So I started an online business in travel, and it's opened my eyes a lot, and it's also helped strengthen me. It's helped me learn. It's helped me grow as a person. I'm with like-minded people who also love travel too. And now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to be enthusiastic about travel to do this job, this business. You don't even have had to have traveled anywhere. You can just be someone that just likes to be at home. But that's the beauty of it. This business, actually, this is a true story. There's a gentleman in the business who is in a wheelchair, and is from the UK. And he was on benefits, and that was the only thing he was entitled to with his life, with his condition, is to be on benefits for the rest of his life. And although he's grateful to be on benefits of some source of income, it wasn't giving him the life that he felt that he wanted to have and live. Now, yes, he's limited on certain things with his body and his condition, but his brain works, his hands work, his arm works, he can read, he can write, he can see. So he decided, like me, to jump in on this opportunity and see where it took him. Now, it took him a bit longer than some people, but this gentleman has done so well in this business that he is now off benefits. He earns far more now than he'll ever earn, ever. Just by continually being, strong in his mindset, his determination, his willpower, training, being with like-minded people and rising with people that are just the same, in the mindset. And I think that's got such a big, what I'm looking for, it's inspirational. It's absolutely inspirational. It just goes to show whatever you put your mind to, it's amazing what you can achieve. And this gentleman, wow, there wasn't a dry eye in the audience, because he really, really did inspire, and he brought it home, like how hard it is for people. And this is the thing, this business doesn't discriminate you. It shouldn't be about what you are, who you are, what you look like, your ability or whatever. This is the thing about having your own business like this, because if you're able and you can utilize a computer, if you can use your phone, if you can type or speak or communicate in whatever way you can, then it is possible, it's achievable. And I think that's what really drives me. I can't stress it enough. I just love being around this type of environment, this this business can do so much for you. Whereas where I go to work, I'm stuck in a 9 to 5. I'm stuck in an office I can't control the temperature of. There are no windows I can open for fresh air, which I crave all the time. Um, I I can't explain it. It's just I just feel stuck. I feel like I'm stuck, and I just don't feel like I'm utilizing my brain. As much as I feel like I don't have one sometimes, with the brain freeze and fatigue and the memory and all the things that you go through when you're going through the menopause, I just don't feel like I'm being used to my full potential from life experience and work experience. And I'm not here to be put into a box either. I'm never going to be this one thing. I'll always be multiple faceted in so many different things, different areas. And that's what's important to me. Travel doesn't put you in a pigeonhole. It doesn't say you've got to belong to this one specific area or this specific country or destination or equivalent of, So I love the idea that this can give me that flexibility. I love the idea of flexibility and not being restricted and, not being capped on what I can earn. And, that's what drives me. But like I say, all in all, what I've realised is how resilient I am, and I'm not afraid to give up. And I think if you're listening to this and you're looking for a sign, a bit of motivation, please take it from me that you have so much more to give. I appreciate I may not know you personally, but you're here for a reason. And if I can help support and, give that little boost or whatever it is you need to realize that you really do need to be here. You're here for a reason, and you're meant to do something. Your life isn't over for a reason yet, and for however long we are here, I think it's worth pursuing, don't you? So if anything I've said today may resonate with you, if being or going through the menopause has made you look at life in a different way, then let me know what you think. Tell me what you think about it, because I'd love to know and where you're from. But there we are. That's enough of me today. This is day 29, signing out. One more day to go, guys, and I've hit my 30 days target that I set myself to do 30 days or a day, basically 30 videos, so one a day for 30 days running. And this is day 29 done. So on that note, guys, have an amazing day. Take care. Stay blessed.